So my kids have been harassing me to start a YouTube channel. And I don't have fucking time to start a YouTube channel. And they just started like taking random videos, and they keep saying, Mom, you should upload our videos, and you should make some videos, and we should each have our own YouTube channels, and you know, whatever. Well, since I drive like 4 hours every other day, and I'm constantly in the car, I might as well make some freaking videos. So anyway, I'm sorry for my view. This is just a trial experiment. I used to have one of those car things where you like can hang your phone from your windshield. That broke. So anyway, I am a Florida licensed midwife. I practice autonomously, providing low-risk prenatal care to women of all different counties. I go to so many damn different counties. So we do home birth and out-of-hospital birth center births. I contract as a licensed midwife with other midwives, so I work for other midwives, help them out, they help me out. I do take my own private clients. I do accept Medicaid. I limit my Medicaid because Medicaid fees just keep going down and down and down, and it's really frustrating because as a woman, as a mother who's been on Medicaid, had births on Medicaid, it's really frustrating because I want to provide access to care and I want to accept Medicaid, and I think most of our women that are on Medicaid need midwifery care. They need that in-home, family-oriented, individualized care with that support. And our society, America, and our insurance companies could give a fuck less. So I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm a midwife. I am also a mother of 4. I have 3 awesome boys and finally got my girl. And I'm a single mom. Run around a lot. Today's Christmas. It is Christmas 2019. I'm so excited for 2020. I cannot wait. I feel like this year is just going to be a freaking amazing year. Also, we finished out a decade, so anybody who's been dealing with a bunch of shit the last freaking 10 years like I have, raise your hand. Hopefully that cycle has ended. I don't know. I'm really into tarot cards. I'm really into spirituality. And as we know in the tarot world, 10 is the completion of a cycle. It's, the ending, but also the new beginning. It's closing out of a cycle. So I am really excited. My oldest son is going to be 10 this year. I turned 30 this year. We're 20 years apart. 2020 is, to me, clear vision. 2020 vision. So I am so excited for 2020. I'm super big into energy, so I know everyone's like, oh yeah, New Year, what's, a New Year, whatever, same crap. But no, it's going to be new energy. So that's exciting for me. Anyway, yeah, so it's Christmas. I am driving to go do a home visit. We had a mom who delivered her 9-pound, 11-ounce baby unassisted at home because she had a really precipitous fast labor. And literally from the time her husband called me at 6:30 in the morning the other day. She delivered by 7:10. So, 45 minutes she had a baby. I did not make it. We always advise women who have precipitous labors and deliver home alone to activate EMS, call 911, have them on the way. Luckily, I got to her shortly after, so she stayed home. Everybody is awesome. She went straight to the pediatrician that morning. Anyway, as a licensed midwife in Florida, our law requires us to do a follow-up visit within 24 to 48 hours. So it has been 48 hours since her baby has been born. So I'm going to see her. We're going to conduct a PKU, which is a metabolic screen. It's actually not called a PKU anymore. I don't know. It's just old school. PKU is one of the metabolic disorders that the metabolic screening tests for. Sorry, I just cut somebody off. I'm sorry. So PKU, we collect 5 drops of blood on the baby's foot, and we send it off to the lab, and they test for like 54 or 58 different metabolic disorders, where if you catch them early intervention will, it's better. There's more treatments and things you can do when you find out things early. I'll go into a whole thing on midwifery care one day. I have a whole spiel about out-of-hospital birth and home birth and providers and choosing the right provider and choosing the right, making the best decisions for you as an individual, for you and your family. Really finding a provider that's not going to counsel you based off their own biases or based off of anything. I just, it should be, here's the standard of care, here's the pros and cons, here is all the information, and you make the decision. I, as a woman and a mom, I have made different decisions every single freaking time. I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. We all know what's wrong a little bit, but, no, but I don't always have all the answers or the right answers, and I can't always make those decisions for people. I can't always make them for myself. We're only human. You do what you can with the information that you have at the time. And that's another huge point with care and providers and really anything you do in life. You really want to research and try to gain as much information as possible. That's how we make informed decisions. You can't tell me that you're making an informed decision or the best decision for you when you don't have all the information to make that decision. So, just things to think about in life in general, not just, healthcare. Like your car. If you don't have all the information on the car, how are you going to know that's the best car for you? That's why half of us who don't know anything about cars wind up with pieces of shit. I'm just kidding. My mechanic would laugh because he's come and bailed me out at 3 o'clock in the morning when I've, been on my way to a birth or on my way home from a birth and my car is fucked up. Not this car that I'm driving, a previous car, but talk about car problems another day. Anyway, so I did Christmas morning with my kids and we opened presents. We actually just moved into a travel trailer, like a camper. So that has been really cool, doing the whole RV living thing. We could definitely it's all about marketing, right? So I could totally market and sell it to you and be like, yeah, RV living, we're doing the tiny living and minimalist, and we could travel. We have the option to travel, and it's really, really cool, and whatever. At the end of the day, I'm broke and I'm living in a fucking trailer park. No, but honestly, I do love it. I do love like the the minimalist lifestyle. We've got rid of so much shit. I love it because I hate clutter. I hate crap. I throw everything out, which is, you know, there's pros and cons to that because I probably create more waste for our earth. So I'm, you know, I try to recycle. Honestly, in the RV park that we're at, it is state park, and there's huge dumpsters. I have not seen any recycling, and the county that we're in, they do recycle, so I do need to find out about that because I hate not recycling. When I was living in a house in my county, I mean, I recycled freaking everything. Everything. And it mostly because they made it convenient for us. I mean, we had a recycling thing, and recycle came and picked up, just like the trash comes and picks up. But I recycled freaking everything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get better with waste in general. But, you know, that's life. I don't really have any, like, exciting topics. I'm excited to go see my mama. I brought her a Christmas present. She deserves a little present for delivering her 9-pound, 11-ounce baby by herself. I really should have got her husband something, because her poor husband, he's so funny. But they did amazing. They're doing really well. Baby saw the pediatrician. Baby's doing really well. It's their third girl. So I feel bad for them because the girls are all back to back. They're young. And I can't imagine 3 female teenagers in my house. Although I have 3 boys. My boys are, the oldest is going to be 10, January 14th. My second will be 8 on January 23rd. So they both have birthdays coming up. And then my youngest boy is 5. His birthday is September 6th. And my baby, who is my girl, her name is Journey, and she is 7 months old. And her birthday is in May 16th. So yeah, my 3 boys are pretty much back to back. They were all like 2 years apart. Donatello was like 2.5 years. So, you know, Tino's gonna turn 8 and then in January, and then, you know, in like 9 more months, Donatello will be 6. So they're like they're almost 3 years apart. 2.5 years, whatever. The first 2 are like 2 years and a week apart. My due date was actually 2 days before my first son's birthday. So anyway, my point is that 3 kids back to back. I say females are like gonna give you hell as teenagers with all the hormones and the period and the crap, but my 3 boys, man, they are so damn rough, and you know, they eat me out of my house. Sorry, I'm turning. Yeah, I mean, they're young growing boys and they eat freaking a shit ton of food right now. I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like when they're teenagers and, like, you know, playing sports and, like, I don't know, the tests in high school and the fucking chaos. That's just gonna be so bad. I'm gonna be like, y'all need to get a job. Feed yourselves. Yeah, I don't know. I love having boys. I love being a boy mom. It was bittersweet with Journey. I did not find out the sex or gender. I did not find out her birth gender, what she was given at birth, until I delivered her. So my boys, I found out, you know, did ultrasounds, found out that they were all boys. The third one I wasn't going to find out, and I was in midwifery school. I was learning how to tell on the ultrasound machine, and I peeked myself and found out, and I knew the whole pregnancy. So with Journey, I was like, listen, I said I always wanted 4 kids, and I wanted at least one surprise baby. And I also, part of me was like, if I find out it's another boy while I'm pregnant, I'm going to have a heart attack and we're both going to die and we're not going to make it. And then everyone else, you know, they're like, but don't you want to know? Don't you want to prepare if it's boy number 4? Or if you get your girl, you're going to be so excited. I'm like, I'll just find out when the baby gets here. So my whole pregnancy, my gut feeling was that it was a girl. I just freaking knew it. A lot of people were like, oh, are you sure it's not wishful thinking? And I did. I got in my head a couple times. I'm like, oh, fuck, what if I have another boy too? But honestly, I would have just laughed. I would have been like, joke's on me. I'm just meant to be a boy mom. But anyway, so when she came out, I was actually delivered at home delivered at a hotel, unassisted, by myself without a medical provider there. Mostly because I didn't call my midwife in time, like I did last time. But anyway, when she came out, I actually went to another birth and delivered somebody else's baby at 9:00 p.m. And then I had her at 5 in the morning. And I left that mom's house at midnight and went and had my own baby. And that's a whole nother story. Now I'm thinking of all these topics on YouTube videos that I could freaking put out here. But anyway, so yeah, I was on the phone with my midwife when I delivered her, and being the midwife that I am, I was more medically assessing her and, you know, stepping out of that, oh shit, I'm a mom, I just had a baby role, and trying to like, okay, her APGAR scores are, her tone is good, she's vigorous, she's crying, like her color is great, blah blah blah, all the things. And maybe one day I'll explain APGAR scores, or you can go Google it, or probably find it on YouTube already. Fuck, I need gas. And this is the thing about being a midwife, you drive so damn much all over the freaking world, and I literally need like $300 in my bank account at all times just for gas. Because if I am on my way, I'm driving literally an hour and a half away for a home visit from my house. Now, if I get called to a birth that's even 40 minutes away, you know, like I've spent a whole tank of gas today already. That's $50 pretty much. I mean, I drive a 2011 Ford Explorer at third row seating. Like, it's not horrible on gas. It's really not. But I mean, it's a big fucking car, and it costs like $40 to $50 to fill up, and I could literally spend that in a day driving all around. But anyway, that's another YouTube video. So yeah, anyway, when Journey came out and I'm rubbing her down and I'm on the phone with my midwife and I'm telling her like, baby's good, she's crying, she's breathing, she's pink, my bleeding's good, I'm not hemorrhaging, it's all good. She's like, oh, so it's a girl? You said she. I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't even think to look because it's the last thing I was worried about, and I already felt like she was a girl. And she was. Doesn't mean that she'll keep that gender as she gets older. And I'm not being sarcastic about it. I know I might get backlash for even saying that, but you know what? As a midwife, I've become, I thought I was an open-minded person from the jump. I'm biracial. You would never fucking guess because I'm white as shit. My dad is black, my mom's white. My mom grew up in France. She speaks French fluently. I do not speak any other fucking languages. I barely speak English properly. My dad, on his side of the family, part of our family is Guatemalan, so they all speak Spanish. I don't speak that either. You know, and being in like a biracial family, my parents divorced. Well, they were actually never married. They separated before I was even 2. I have a stepmom that I grew up with. She was my stepmom since I was a baby. She's Jewish. She's white. I have 2 step siblings that, you know, they're not even, I shouldn't even call them step siblings because I grew up with them. They're my siblings. And then I have 2 half siblings that are my stepmom and my dad's kids. My mom never, like, you know, not remarried because she was never married, but she doesn't have any other kids. I have a biological brother. But anyway, we're a huge blended crazy fucking family that celebrates Jewish holidays and Catholic holidays, and none of us are really fucking religious at all. You know, if you saw a family photo, we range from colors. Like, my cousins are black. You would never see them in the dark unless they smiled, you know, pearly white teeth. And then my siblings are totally mixed looking. My brother looks like he's freaking Italian and Spanish. White, blonde hair, blue eyes. I look Irish. I don't know. You know, I always thought we were a very diverse family. Our family has a bunch of gay friends. My mom and dad, I'm from New York originally, and I grew up in going to New York schools. My dad lives in Jersey, he still lives in Jersey. So I'd go to Jersey on the weekends. So, you know, New York family, New Jersey family. My family grew up in and out of the city. I lived in like a little more north New York. I don't know, all different political views, all different religious views, you know, interracial, biracial. So anyway, my point is, I thought that I was very fucking open-minded to begin with. My parents, when they were young, they used to go to all these like dive bars and like go see like, I don't even know, like just like transvestites and, you know, I don't know why I'm blanking on the fucking words. Drag queens and like all of that stuff. They went to all of those like bars and hung out with everybody. And I grew up around it. I mean, my mom has some of her closest friends that we actually used to spend the holidays with. They're gay. A lot of them had AIDS and HIV, or HIV and AIDS. I mean, I've gone to the hospital to visit them when they were in and out of the hospital. Like, just really fucking open-minded family. At least that's, you know, what I think. Or what I thought. And then when I went to midwifery school, it opened my mind to so much more than I even, you know, I already thought I was open-minded. I grew up celebrating different holidays and being around different colored people and hearing different languages, and, you know, my mom's friends, their boyfriends sitting on the couch, kissing each other, making out. Like, I was not sheltered from any of it, and it was just all fucking normal. It still is normal. But, you know, as a midwife, I think it's even more important to be open-minded and to talk about these things. And, you know, I ask a lot of questions. I feel bad. I've had deaf clients. We've had lesbian clients. And I ask a lot of questions. I never want to make my clients feel like they're like my learning experiment, you know, but I also want to be open. I want to be educated. I want people to be comfortable. I don't know. A whole nother thing about me. I spent 7 months in a hospital and I have a colostomy bag. I'm 29 years old with a fucking colostomy bag. I got my colostomy after my 26th birthday. Yeah, when I was 26, I got my colostomy. I've had it it will be 3 years January that I've had a colostomy bag. So, you know, talk about people with disabilities and autoimmune disorders, because that's why I have a colostomy. I had an autoimmune disorder, or have an autoimmune disorder. I don't really know if it's have or had, because like now that my colon's gone, that part that the disease consumed is gone. So do I still have it? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I'll just text my GI doctor and harass him and ask him, because he loves me. So yeah, anyway. Oh, I'm kind of excited because now that I have just like talked my fucking head off, I hope I get a bunch of followers. I hope people are interested in the videos that I'm going to put out. I'll put out a whole video on licensed midwifery and home birth and doulas, and I can actually do like a consult on here basically, and like this is what I tell my clients on, you know, when I do consult. This is what midwifery care looks like. This is what our education looks like. This is what our protocols look like, at least in Florida. I'm also a licensed midwife in New Jersey. I have never practiced in New Jersey. I actually just put my license on inactive because I wasn't using it, and you have to renew it every 2 years and CUs and all that shit. And I just renewed my freaking Florida license because it's a renewal year. But it just costs so much money to renew all your fucking health department licenses. So I just put my Jersey license on inactive, and my 38-year-old black cousin is pregnant with her third baby. And actually just asked me if I would come deliver her. So I might have to reactivate it. And I actually think that I don't have anybody due the month that she's due. So it would be really cool. Even if I just went there as a support person, I don't need to catch a baby. I don't need to be her medical provider, but I would love to go support her. Also, our grandmother that we were very close to passed away, and she was a nurse. She was not an L&D nurse. I don't even know what kind of nurse she was, but she worked in the hospital, did fucking 12-hour shifts for years. I mean, I know she eventually made it to like charge nurse, but she was like, oh, that's really bad. I don't know how old I think my grandma was like 80 something when she died, but she worked as a nurse for like 60 years, something ridiculous. So it would be kind of cool to like, and my cousin, my black 38-year-old cousin, is also a RN. She does stuff with psychology. She works in like a psych ward, which I can't even imagine what she sees. But yeah, so I just think it'd be cool. We have a lot of medical professionals in our family. My brother my biological brother is an EMT and paramedic. Well, he's a paramedic now because he was an EMT while he was in paramedic school. My grandfather on my dad's side is a physical therapist. And then, yeah, my grandmother was a nurse, an RN. My oldest cousin's an RN. Her little sister, my younger cousin, I think she's in nursing school. My mom's side, my mother's grandfather, so my grandmother's dad, was actually an OBGYN, and I never met him, so I don't know. He died like when my mom was little. And I'm trying to think, there's other medical professionals. My stepmom's mom, my grandmother on that side, she is some kind of therapist. She does like bereavement therapy. She also did hospice shit for a really long time. So I always thought that was so interesting. She would tell me stories about like, just being with people as they pass, and being a midwife, like life and death is intertwined. Very, very much so intertwined. And even when it's not death and it's just traumatic or bad or scary outcomes, it just reminds you like, how close that line is, how fine that line is between life and death. And I will get into, I have so many stories. I'm so excited actually to start a YouTube channel. I didn't really think I would want to do that until I just started opening my fat freaking mouth. And I have interesting stories. I mean, just my struggle with ulcerative colitis and my colostomy and being hospitalized for 7 months, that's a whole fucking story. I delivered a stillborn baby solely as a midwife at a birth center that I'm still really, really, really extremely close to that family. I love them to pieces. And that was a fucking rough journey. I mean, it took me a long time. It will be 3 years in May. So it's only been like 2.5 years. And up until this 2-year mark, I mean, I was fucking traumatized. And I definitely changed a whole shit ton of protocols in my practice, the way I practice. But whatever. I also was present at another birth where the baby did not make it. They had to pull that baby off life support. My experience with that was horrible. That family is devastated, of course, and it resulted in a lawsuit and, you know, the whole nine. All of that's over and closed. I don't really know how much I can talk about it. It was not the main provider, but I was, to an extent. I wasn't managing that labor and delivery, but I was present. I was a part of her prenatal care. I was, you know, one of her midwives. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was devastating too. It was, and it still is. And it really sucks not having a good relationship after those kind of outcomes, because those kind of outcomes we mourn. I'm not even gonna go there and compare that. You know, I've never lost a child like that. I've had a miscarriage. I've never lost a full-term child, or, you know, I'm not gonna compare. But I will tell you that on the medical side of it, when you care for a family for their whole pregnancy, and you become really attached to that family, really attached to that baby, it's hard. It's really fucking hard. So anyway, I have stories. I have really great stories. I have really interesting stories, really interesting life experience. I would love to share with the world and with you too. So, yeah. Maybe on my drive back, because I'm about to pull up to my client's house, maybe on my drive back, I will tell you one of those stories. I don't know, I kind of feel like I should limit it and just like do a video like once a week or something. I don't know. I don't really know. And I'll probably share my day-to-day experiences, because I see a lot of families, I meet a lot of people, I do a lot of stuff. And I have to tell you about my awesome freaking interaction with this couple I met that has a laundry service, and what they did for us for Christmas, because it was so freaking shocking. I don't remember which house is my client, so I gotta get off the phone and look at the address, because I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna pull into someone's driveway and be like, "Hey, Merry Christmas! Did you need somebody to come deliver your baby, your food baby, an alcohol baby?" Because I know people are drinking heavy. And that's actually what I bought my client. I bought her a margarita because she deserves one. Alright, well, thank you guys for listening to all my bullshit, and I hope to make more videos. And follow me, subscribe, comment. Please be nice. Just, you know, can we coexist and be nice? I have enough fucking problems in my life. I don't need anybody's negativity and their bullshit. And if you don't want to watch my shit, or you don't believe in what I do, or whatever the fuck, just unsubscribe or block me, or I don't know. Please. We have enough hatred. Alright, let me go, because I look like a fucking psycho sitting in this driveway. I don't even know who the driveway it is. Okay, bye!